Making videos for your business can be really daunting at first, especially when you're not used to being in front of the camera. I have 2 simple tricks to always make you look good on camera. Keep watching, you don't want to miss it. When I used to work in the film and television industry, I was very comfortable directing behind the camera. I knew what I was doing, I was great at directing, and I loved creating videos. But every now and then, opportunities would come up and I would be front of camera. Now, that was uncomfortable for me. My palms would sweat, my mind would go off, and I couldn't get the words out of my head that I wasn't good enough, and I didn't feel like I belonged in front of the camera. I'd freeze. Does that sound familiar? The worst part, I'd look back at the footage and think, oh my God, I look terrible. Nobody could ever take a photo that I liked. I would be filming all kinds of celebrities and rock stars and always make them look amazing. So I just thought that I wasn't made for camera. It wasn't until I started making videos of myself for Girl Director that I realized what every videographer was doing wrong when they filmed me. Being a female director, I always looked at how other women would want to be portrayed, and I really took a lot of notice. I had arguments with male producers that didn't have the eye to spot things that us females don't like on camera, like stomach rolls that weren't there or face angles, things like that. So these 2 simple tricks can be used when making your own videos or also if other people are filming you. And the first thing is it's important to look back at your footage. Everybody has a great angle, and when you find your magic spot, everything's going to change for you. It's very different for everybody, but I'll show you how to find it in a minute. Another thing when considering a videographer is what kinds of people have they filmed before? Many are used to filming models and actors that look great because they're educated to know where to stand, what to wear, how to act. And if they've only filmed models, definitely that's a flag. Because company owners and entrepreneurs are awkward because they haven't been trained to stand and how to act. Being on camera is smoke and mirrors, and once you have your angle sorted, you can start to look at your makeup and your hair and your clothing and your colors, and before you know it, you'll look $1 million and you'll be attracting the kind of clients back. But ignoring watching your vision back is not going to help you. For me, because I'm shorter, I'm 5'1" some days, and I've got bigger boobs that I'm proud of, I want to look slimmer and have a waist. So when I position the camera at a third eye perspective, it's slightly higher than my eye line, and that makes it slimmer and overall more flattering. Now play around with the angles and the height, and be careful not to go too high so that you look meek, and not go too low so it looks like you're looking down on people, because their perception of you is not going to be the impression that you want. And if you've got someone filming you, don't be afraid to ask to see the footage. It's going to save you a bunch of time later. So tell them if you need to look from a different angle or from a lower angle or somewhere in between, please don't shy away, because you know yourself. And when you know what looks good, you can help other people because they're only with you a short time. And sometimes they're stressed, they're trying to find the best angle. Often if they're a really good camera person or photographer, they will get it right, but sometimes they get it wrong too. So the more you can be armed with this knowledge, the better it is for you to get the outcome that you want. It depends who you are and what your body shape is, but most people have a side that they prefer. Now I want to share with you what I do so you can see then and apply it to what you do. I have found out, and this is purely by filming myself and not liking the footage, I went back and I studied. And what I found was there were 2 different sides. There was a good side and a bad side. There was a side that I always looked fantastic, and there was a side where my chin and nothing looked very good. And this is my bad side. I don't know if you can see it, but my chin lines here, it just does not look flattering when I look back at the footage. And this is a personal choice. You might think that there's nothing wrong with that. But here on this side, I have more of a neck, I've got more of a jawline, and I will look slightly, just a little slight angle. So my left side is my side to camera. So every time I have an interview, a photo, I'll always go to this side before I go to that side. Now, some of you are very symmetrical and front on can look really good too. And see, I'm looking at this shot right now and I'm looking at the positioning. I'm looking here, this line here, this strip of fabric will give me a more slimmer look. So you want to think about things also about balancing. So when you are filming yourself, you look at balance, you look at the shapes, you look at, bringing the waist in. So there's a lot of things to consider when you are being on camera. But the very first thing you want to do is start looking for your angle. And this is mine, just here. A little pivot. I'm not turning my whole head around, looking back awkwardly. I'm just looking a little pivot to the left, and then that's it. I'm looking at you. And that gives me more of a slim line across the shoulder. And I'm always looking, it's just tiny little bit above my eye line. And so I'm not looking up really drastically. And some people might like it quite high, but play around with your angle, because when you know your magic spot, this has saved me hours. I wish years ago that I knew that I had an angle. And it's really funny because there's a photograph of me in the year, I think it was in the 1990s, I had my professional photos done and I was looking in a mirror, and right back then I saw two sides. They all looked so different and I was fascinated how I loved one side, looked so glamorous, and the other side I just had a really chubby face. And it's funny how this now has taken full circle. And your face, most people I talk to, this is a game changer for them. So being confident in your videos is a work in progress, and there are plenty of changes that you can make to improve your videos every single video. Remember, the only video that you should be comparing yourself to is the last one that you made. For more information on growing your business with video, be sure to check out this video and leave your comments below at what angle suits you, left or right. See you soon.